Well, yes, we are Wednesday, and what does it mean? Wednesday evening at 5 o'clock, we have our little rendezvous at What's Cooking with Melissa. So are you guys so happy to be with you? So for people who might know me, I'm Melissa, 37. No, that's not true. I'm not 37 anymore. 38. Ouch. 38 years old, mother of a beautiful son named Nata that is 11. And I've been with my partner for the past 18 years. Yeah, 18 years. Salut Mathieu! Hi Mathieu! So every Wednesday I'm cooking something different and new for you guys. Sometimes it's dishes from my repertoire. Sometimes it's new recipes. So yes, tonight there's one recipe that it's new. Well, new. I already tried it because I wanted to show you the result. But it was the first time I was doing it today, and the result is just, oh my god, amazing. So I'm really, really excited to show that to you guys. And I am a fan of risottos. I just love this. Hi Audrey, how are you? I love risotto, and I've always thought that it was something that you could only eat at a chic restaurant, but you can do it homemade. And it's so savory, and you can put any meat that you want. You can put any veggie that you want. You can have fun with the cheese that you want to. So it's so fun, and it can be different. You could eat it every day. Well, maybe not every day, but you could eat it often, and it could be different every time. So tell me, you guys, in the comments, I want to know, have you ever tried risotto? So you're going to see it's quite easy to do. 15 minutes. I know risotto, the classic way of doing it, it's on the stove, it's quite long, and it's really time consuming because you always have to stir to make sure that nothing sticks. That's why I love my multi-cooker for that, because you put it in the microwave, 15 minutes, here you go, and it's done. We like it when it's simple. So basically, I put some arborio rice at the bottom of my multi-cooker and some chicken broth. And I want to add some onions and garlic. But of course, I want to bring out the flavors and the savors of my onion and my garlic. So I'm going to chop them. There's a little tad of olive oil that I'm going to put it in there. It's not because I don't want it to stick. It's just to bring out some savors. And we're going to put it a few minutes in the microwaves just to make sure that everything is cooked and tastes well. So I'm just going to start with my 2 garlic cloves just to make sure that they are in small pieces. There you go. And then I'm going to put my onions. Usually I would use my big supersonic, but since I only have those little 2 ingredients, I don't want to use the big one for nothing. It's big. It's longer to clean, so I'm going to use the small one. Anyway, it fits super easily, and it chops as smooth as the big one. So here you go. I really love it to use it for my fresh herbs too in the garden. So I don't know if you're growing a garden. Tell me in the comments if you do grow a garden. Here you go. Soup, soup, soup. So it's done. So I'm just gonna put it in this here with the olive oil, and I'm just gonna put it like 2 minutes in the microwave to make sure that the flavors and the savors, it's gonna break the cells, in fact, and that's what's gonna bring out the flavors and the savors. So here you go, 2 minutes in the microwave. Meanwhile, what we're gonna do is we're gonna prepare the top layer. So usually you would put in the middle layer where there's the metal plate, any meat that you want to use. We're not using any meat tonight. I'm making really a light risotto, because of course when you add some meat it's gonna get heavier, but I just want a light one with some olives that we're gonna use. And I could add the olives at the end, but I want them warm so it doesn't get my risotto colder. So I'm gonna use my olives, and I'm gonna chop my olives because I want them in small pieces. Here you go. Now I don't want to juice. I'm just gonna take out my strainer. Didn't want to use it, but anyway, I'm gonna use it. Make sure that there's no excess juice in it, because you don't want to add liquid to our mixture. We're gonna add our olives. I'm not gonna use the full can, just a little bit. And I'm gonna chop them. you go. And I'm gonna put it at the top layer. Here you go, so they're chopped. So they're gonna get warm and they're gonna get softer too. Just gonna put the rest. And the other ingredient that you're gonna need is sun-dried or dried tomatoes. And what's really fun is these are the tomatoes that I made today. So tomato time will come up soon in the summer if you have a garden and you're growing up some tomatoes. So you'll be able to take out your tomatoes, cut them, remove the squishy part in the middle, put them on your silicone sheet, for example, mix them with garlic, herbs, put them in the oven, 200 Fahrenheit degrees, but you're gonna cook them really slowly. It's gonna take like 2-3 hours, so you have to be patient. That's the thing. Be patient, and you're gonna dry your tomatoes, and once you're done, you're gonna put them in a little bit of olive oil, and here you go. You have nice dried tomatoes, perfect for pasta, pesto, or here we go, the risotto. So I've added my onion and my garlic to my rice. Just gonna mix. I'm gonna put the layer in the middle, but I don't need it. I'm gonna put the top layer. And I'm gonna use my tomatoes, but of course I'm gonna chop them first because as you can see, they are quite big pieces. So I just wanna make sure that they are small enough to be, when you take a bite of your risotto, you won't have a big chunk of tomato. And that of course isn't a meal that David will eat because he doesn't like tomatoes, but at least Nathan's gonna eat it. So here we go, we're gonna chop it. Go, and we're gonna put it on top like so, and it would be perfect also for any salad that you would want to do with feta maybe, or some I'm looking for the word spinach, with spinach or things like that. It's really a nice mix. So in fact, we're using the multi-cooker basically for cooking our rice. And here you go. Oh yeah, and I was forgetting. You don't have to, but you can add some wine to your rice. So, and since it's gonna cook, there won't be any alcohol, so you can add a little bit of wine. And here we're using some Italian wine. So risotto, the one I'm cooking tonight is Italian inspired. So it's going with the mango party in French that we're having tonight. So here you go. And we're gonna put it 15 minutes in the microwave, and it's gonna be ready. You'll only have to add, in fact, you're gonna put the top layer with the bottom, and we're gonna add some Romano. Just wanna make sure which cheese I bought. Yeah, Romano cheese. Some fresh Romano cheese. So you can, that's really grated thinly, so it's gonna mix it really easier. And here we go. You're gonna add your risotto. All the liquid is gonna be absorbed with your risotto. It's gonna get a creamy texture. We're gonna add some cheese, and it's just gonna be wonderful. But when you're eating like risotto or noodles, pasta, it's always fun to have bread with it. So maybe like croutons or garlic bread with maybe some cheese on top of it. But do you know focaccia? So it's basically a white bread with only olive oil and some herbs on top. And you can buy it at the store, but it's quite expensive. Last time I bought one, it was like a small piece like that, and it was like $6 or $7 for a little piece of focaccia. And I found a recipe. It's quite easy to make. In fact, you take any pizza dough or bread dough, basic, and you're gonna build your focaccia with that. So first, I'm gonna show you how to make bread. So it's really easy. That recipe of bread is basic. You can add any ingredients afterwards to just enhance your bread. If you want to add some cheese, you can go. If you want to add some chocolate chips, go ahead. Fruits, any kind of bread that you want to make, you can do it. But it's a basic recipe, so it's really fun, and you can replace your white bread regular that you're buying at the store for this one. So often when I do one, I do a big batch, I slice them up, and it's the toast that we use in the morning. So basically you want to add some flour, basically. And then what's really important, it's our little guys here that's gonna help us rise the bread. Here you go. And we're gonna need some water. So 1 cup and 3/4 for 3 cups and a half of flour. And we're gonna add a tad of salt. Where did I put my salt? Yeah, here we go. I was forgetting my salt, so a tad of salt too. And what you want to do is you only want to take a fork and you're just gonna mix your mixture like that. So no, you don't have to dirty your hands yet. We're gonna do it afterwards. But at the beginning, it's as simple as that. So you're just mixing everything together. Here you go. And you're gonna get a dough that will really take almost all your flour, but it's fine if there's a little bit left. But in fact, you just want to mix them properly, and you want to let it sit so it rises. So I love putting my cover like so, and I will know when it's ready because my lid is gonna pop, and I will know that my bread is ready. And how do you know it's ready? It has risen like that. Woohoo! So now we have a bread ready to be played with and to build our focaccia. So first thing, I'm gonna use a little bit of flour because I don't want to have my hands all dirty and sticky. So I'm gonna go get my dough, and you'll be able to make like easily 3 focaccia with 1 recipe because it's gonna rise and it's gonna take some place. And now what we want to do is work your dough. So when you're rising dough, it's gonna rise and there's gonna be air pockets in it, and you want to work your dough to get rid of those air pockets, and it's gonna let the dough rise once again. So you just want to work it, and I love using my silicone sheet for that. It's perfect, you see, and it gets springy, so it's perfect. I'm gonna use my microgrill. You could cook it in the oven if you wish to, but I really find that the microgrill is perfect, and 10 minutes in the microwave you get that nice crispy fluffy focaccia. Oh, I just thought of making a focaccia with olives in it. Oh, that's gonna be good. Okay, so you can put oil, but it doesn't stick, so you don't need to put oil. But we're gonna put some on top of it later on before cooking it. So basically what you want to do is you want to spread your dough into your microgrill. I'm just gonna use a little bit more of my dough just to make sure that I have enough without putting my shirt in my flour. But you know me, I'm clumsy, so it happens often. So I'm just gonna make sure that both of my pieces of dough is blended. Okay, so I'm just gonna spread it out. Here you go. So you see there's the elasticity in it. So I'm gonna spread it, and it's gonna rise anyway, so that's fine. So I'm gonna put it in my microgrill. I'm gonna put the lid on, and I'm gonna let it sit for like 20 minutes. So I'll be able to, it's gonna take more space in the microgrill. Hi Jen, how are you, beautiful? So you let it sit 20 minutes. So what you can do is you can prepare in advance some olive oil. Now I use some garlic buds, you know, that the stem with the flower of the garlic. I used it to put it in my olive oil. You can use regular garlic also, but it's gonna bring some flavor into your olive oil. And then once the 20 minutes is done, you're just gonna poke around some, you're gonna work your dough once again, but just poke some holes in it. Not all through, but just to make some like valleys in it. And now you're gonna spread your mixture of olive oil and garlic. Then you're gonna use some thyme, some basil, some oregano, and some coarse salt. that they're simply gonna spread on top of your focaccia, and you're gonna put it 10 minutes in the microwave. And really, you guys, I was quite amazed by how it turned out, and I'm pretty sure you're really excited to see what's the result. So I'm gonna show you the first focaccia that I did, and it's really amazing. I can't believe how nice it came out. So here you go, you guys. Look at that. 10 minutes in the microwave. Isn't it amazing? And you see that the little golden crust, that's in the microwave with the micro grill. Simple as that. Can you imagine? I could have put it in the oven, but it would be taking much more time and the house would be hot, so you don't want to add that. But it's really super nice, super easy and fun. Yeah, wow, it's amazing. Yeah, did you already eat some focaccia in the past, Jen? Did you try olive focaccia? Because I'm really inspired. I have some olives, and I'm pretty sure I'm gonna make one with olives in it. It must be so good. Oh, I'm gonna tell you later how it tastes, but I did buy at the store some focaccia, but after I find it a little bit too dry. But I'm pretty sure that since it's fresh, it's gonna be like fluffy and amazing. Oh, maybe with a little dressing on top. Now I'm getting hungry. So it's as simple as that. And for my dried tomatoes, is you take your tomatoes. Ideally, it's Italian tomatoes that you're gonna take. You're gonna only slice them in quarters, maybe smaller pieces, and you're gonna remove all the seeds in it. You're gonna use your plate, your silicone sheet like that with a metal plate underneath, so you can carry it on in the oven. Just blend it. Put some garlic stems like these. So I keep talking about my garlic flowers and stems, but that looks like that. My aunt, well, the aunt of David, that's my aunt in this, as the same way, brought me these from her garden. I'm really happy. So I might start growing some garlic myself to get these, because these are amazing. You can chop them with these, put them in garlic, freeze them in your ice cubes tray, and you're gonna have some olive oil with your flower garlic available always. It's really fun and just fresh like that. Chop it in your salad. I made some gorgeous potato on the barbecue last weekend, and I put those on top, and it was so amazing. And somebody gave me bread. I didn't try the bread homemade yet. Oh, you have to try, Jen. You're gonna be flabbergasted of how easy it is to make some homemade bread and all the different kind that you can make, because once you have the base of making the bread, you can add whichever ingredients you like. You can put fruit, dry ones, wet ones, well, fresh ones. Can use any cheese that you want, like those breads with cheese and onions that's really like salty. You can go ahead, you can put some nuts, you can put some maple syrup in it. You can have so much fun with the breads afterwards. And imagine you're making one with maybe like nuts in it, and you're using a brie, a melted brie with it. It's like, it's heaven. Hey, hi Carol, how are you? So easy. So we were talking about tomatoes, and now we went to the bread once again. But you're gonna put your the tomatoes in the oven, and you'll be able to get those sun-dried tomatoes. So I'm gonna take a look at our risotto, how it looks like. So it's been 13 minutes, so it should be close to ready. Now be careful, because how the multi-cooker works is it's with steam. And look at that. I don't know if you're gonna see it on camera, I believe so. It's gonna get really steamy, and you can hurt yourself. In fact, in a live, there was like carrots on top, and I was so clumsy. They fell, one or two fell on my foot. And you have to know that I always wear sandals, winter like summer, and I really got the carrot on top of my foot, and it burned my skin. Well, when I'm telling you burned, it really burned like intense. And I had those little bubbles of skin. It was really terrible. So you really want to be careful. So see, it's already amazing. I can't believe it. After only 13 minutes, look at this, how beautiful it is. So we're gonna add our dried tomatoes with our olives. And like I was saying, you could have added some chicken. That could be awesome. Or also maybe chorizo bites or sausages. So here you go. And we're gonna add our Romano. Smells good. It's gonna have a hard time keeping it because I have to keep it for the makeup party in French to show the final result. But oh my god, and the Romano cheese smells just so good. Sorry if we hear my cat crying out loud. She's not hurt, she's just not happy. She wants to go out, but she doesn't want to go from the back door because the dog is there. She wants to go out from the front door, but I need to open it for her. So now she's complaining. Do you have cats that complains or talk a lot? Mine is really a talker. So here you go. We're going to blend everything together. And oh my god. Whew, smells good. Looks good. Oh my god, I'm so excited. And you can't imagine, in 15 minutes, it's ready. So I'm going to show you the result. But of course, if you want to get the most of the flavor, you want to let it sit like for 5 minutes. Just that the rice gets all the liquid was soaked in and the flavors blend. But here you go. Imagine, that's an easy risotto, 15 minutes done. And here you go. Simple as that. With our beautiful focaccia. So can you imagine yourself doing this for your family? It's a nice, really supper, easily done. Of course, your bread has to be made in advance because rising the dough will take like an hour usually. You have to wait 20 minutes more than cooking. So that's the first step you want to make. But if you know you're going to be making it, maybe you can just prepare your dough in advance, put it in the fridge, and just work it afterwards. So that's a way of using it. So here you go, you guys. Hope you enjoyed tonight's recipes. Now, I know you're like, Melissa, we want the recipes. So of course, I'm going to share the recipes with you guys. So just join my group and it will be a pleasure to share. So we have the group in English, Topside Your Life with Melissa, and the French group, Les Spéciaux de Melissa Leclerc, that you're going to add the recipes in French. So don't worry, I'm going to put the links in the comments so you can join easily. So have a nice evening, you guys, and we're going to see each other next Wednesday for another recipe with What's Cooking with Melissa. Ciao, everyone! Thank you for being with me, Jen, Carol, Martin.